So Nina's been busy with gardening.
Last time I was here, this greenhouse was basically unused.
We're getting like all kinds of comments that I've done everything wrong.
Look,
and I know I have. I never had a garden before.
It's a learning experience, and if you're getting something out of it, which you clearly are, you're doing it fine.
It started out in April when I was like, I should really plant some seedlings and see how they do. So I just got a ton of old trays from last year and I just filled them all with dirt. I got a big bag of potting soil and I just put every kind of seed I could think of. I went to Lowe's and I got a bunch of organic seeds for everything under the sun. And I read all the instructions on how deep to plant them and I planted them. And then 3 weeks later, I had a ton of little seedlings and I hadn't prepared anything. And I went, well, damn, what am I going to do with all my seedlings? So these are my raspberry bushes. I have raspberries along the back.
Yep.
In here is my strawberry bed.
patch, yep.
I planted the rocks red to try to confuse the birds. I had 2 little watermelon plants that got eaten up by rabbits because I didn't put them in somewhere with a fence. This area needs a fence. I've seen more rabbits than in my entire life, John.
Yeah, we got a lot too.
But this is going to be my butternut squash. Probably a little too late to start pumpkins. I'm thinking about doing some like bins for potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes. I've done potatoes before and I've either had great luck or no luck.
I've heard that too.
They need a ton of sun though.
So then I took all my little seedlings.
Which is not a euphemism for children or anything else.
Holy
This just
cow.
all popped up from last year.
Wow.
So these are my latest cabbages. These are some of the older cabbages. My celery, my pepper plants, my cucumbers, squash, Brussels sprouts, broccoli.
Wow, your broccoli looks great. That's my favorite kind of kale. The curly is my favorite.
That's the kale soup, Portuguese kale. I originally had all these nets up for birds because I don't know. I didn't even know it was going to flower and not flower. That's what a gardening idiot I am. But now they've come off. Then I started harvesting my lettuce, and my lettuce was covered in aphids. And I said, oh, now I got to learn about aphids.
Yep, you've got garlic planted, or is that onions? It could be either one.
So that's red onion, and that's catnip in the middle to try to get rid of the aphids.
Yeah, you just got to control catnip because it'll spread.
That'll spread. I put in one little patch because I figured I could control that. So then I was trying to prepare the area because I have a groundhog problem. Then I had to plant mint and lavender all around the fence.
Yep.
Because he used to tunnel under the fence.
Yeah.
And I have not had any tunneling.
Now, Nina's stepdad used to kill the groundhog.
Yes, I remember. There was some drama, big deal.
And he was once captured, and Matt saw the captured groundhog and said, nay, nay, and said
freed it in the
Did he
night.
really? No,
He took it in his
He
car.
came back and he freed it. For this early in the season, this is going to bring you an incredible bounty.
That's another thing I don't know anything about seasons. I don't know what was appropriate to start in April, what was not appropriate to start in April.
Now, we learned last year how fashionable these raised beds thing are, but you can see why, can't you?
Yes.
They're very hip and trendy right now.
I just built one myself.
I didn't have to till anything. All I did was take, a rake and shake up the beds.
So you're going to take some of this?
I absolutely
I'm sending
will.
John with some lettuce and some spinach right now.
That sounds amazing.
Raised beds were popular last year. They're still popular, but they're starting to get a little more passé. Vertical gardening is getting big.
Well, I think that's a bit of a joke. Well, for strawberries, it makes a lot of sense because they can kind of burrow down in and you can have them kind of fall down. And this is a beautiful area of strawberries.
Strawberry plants are sold out everywhere. Everyone's doing strawberries.
Well, I mean, if you take care of them, they'll come back too. I mean, that's the thing. Probably if they're in the ground, they'll come back. If they're over here, maybe not so much.
We're heavy consumers of fruit and vegetable salads.
I hear a little buzz. It's an ultrasonic pest eliminator that you have going.
Nina's like Mr. Wilson back here.
I don't even know what that variety is. It's a pepper, but I don't know what kind. And these posts are actually quite nice for hanging up netting if you need to. Though I'm not sure you need to for most of this quite yet. The strawberries you'd want to.
Yeah.
And the raspberries too, maybe?
What inspired you to go from zero gardening to this much gardening?
I always knew that I wanted to do some gardening because, I do actually eat mostly vegetables. So I was like, hey, wouldn't it be great if I could grow my own fresh vegetables? And then this year it was like, oh, also everything's getting really expensive. Wouldn't it be cheaper if I grew my own vegetables? And then I just was experimenting, and it's so cheap to buy seeds. First of all, I didn't think my seeds would grow. I don't know why I didn't think that. I guess I just thought I had no experience. I would get it wrong.
Yeah.
So when they all sprouted, I just had more and earlier than I thought I would.
So it was kind of a self-fulfilling, like once you saw a little bit of success, you were like, well, how far can I take this?
Yeah.
Whenever we're out, like on the weekend, if we go to a hardware store or somewhere that has seeds, if we drive by a nursery, I'm like, ooh, let me just check out the plants. But now I'm like you, when I see like a great healthy little plant, I'm like, I can do something with this. I'm running out of space, so that's probably going to stop. But that's how I ended up with like celery plants. People tell me it's hard to grow celery.
It is hard to grow celery.
We'll see if those fail.
I mean, they're alive. They're going to produce something. They might not make much in terms of celery.
I might just be eating like the leaves, the celery green top.
You know, the first few years when you're getting all set up is an investment, but if you really want it to cost down, just do seeds.
The thing that I don't know, and that'll be the thing for the next couple of years, is I don't know much about pruning.
Yeah.
Like how to prune my tomato plants to take off the suckers.
Yeah.
How to prune my strawberry plants to get rid of the runners that I don't need.
Yep.
There's ways to increase your yield. I know nothing about anything.
I mean, YouTube is the answer.
I've been watching YouTube videos on the elliptical. I used to watch just trash unboxing videos. Now I just watch people in their gardens.
There you go.
Like pinching off bits of plant. Oh, I have eggplants.
Yep.
Looks just like the emoji.
Obviously that side is more shaded. And
Yeah, you might want to cut down this tree.
And
to tell you the truth.
and it's flowering. Like you can see all the little.
Yeah.
Now it won't for the rest of the summer, but initially a lot of flowers fell down. Everything that's growing in full sun is doing great.
Yeah.
And anything that was too shaded is not doing great. That just means I'll just put everything in the sun instead of bothering to learn what should be in the shade.
Yeah, I mean, everything loves sun. All vegetables love sun. All annuals love sun as a rule. Almost all.
This is the kind of help I could have used when I was just filling up the...
What are you going to be doing with your new fresh spinach?
Salads. I love a spinach salad. And you've got the best lettuce. That's one of my favorite types of lettuce. Nina's bagged up for me.
Get a little nibble off of this.
Fresh out of the garden. Oh, it's so good. You don't really understand how kind of old grocery store produce is until you're eating something that has just been picked for you. Farmers markets and growing it yourself, incredible source of fresh bait.
Around this area, there are a lot of people with their kind of street side fruit stands and stuff.
Oh no, delicious.
Maybe throw some chicken on top.
Yeah, I got buffalo chicken, a little bit of cheese, some cucumbers.
There you go. I'll tell you, as her husband, she looks for every opportunity to get out here.
Yeah, well, it's very relaxing.
And there's always something that needs to be done. I spent like 3 hours this week weeding. That one little furry guy is an asparagus plant.
Oh, wow.
And there were more asparagus plants, but I thought they were weeds.
Did you get any asparagus last year?
No, so I guess you don't get them the first year, you get them the
biennial.
second year.
Yeah, and now it's awesome that you're engaging with it and really utilizing it to its full capability.
It would have been a real shame not to, because it is a very impressive layout.
Yeah, it's really great.
And I sort of knew it when I made the investment. I know some people just jump in and throw money at it and then don't utilize the thing. But I sort of knew I was never going to really garden and raise vegetables if I had to come out and like plant in rows.
Yes.
All right, let's taste test that spinach filled with bugs. Do you like yours with bugs?
I'll wash them off if feasible.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Fresh spinach. Delicious. Fresh and wonderful.
Need salt?
Actually, it's really nice. And this variety I haven't had before because they really only grow one variety for supermarket use, and I have not ever had fresh spinach myself. It's nice and nutty. It has a really nice nutty taste.
So there's a very popular strawberry called Ozark Beauties. I was reading about which ones are firm and which ones aren't, and there's some that are great for growing at home. They come in beautifully, they're bountiful, but then they don't travel well.
Yeah.
Like they can't actually ship them all across the country,
Yeah,
so you never get to eat them. So I planted a lot of things that are too delicate from what I was reading, that
for mass production.
you wouldn't ever see it. But I do want to put up one of those like animal fencing trellises for the beans.
Yeah.
I think I can get a whole thing of beans going.